sais plus où j'habite et je ne dis pas que j'ai peur. Comme tout Paris, je dis que je viens d'ici alors que je viens d'ailleurs. Comme tout Paris, 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 comme tout Paris.
So you ask the questions in English and I answer in Spanish.
Maybe, but then I have to translate it.
So I don't. So in English.
Do it in English and the people will understand it. You can speak good English.
Okay, because you asked me
Yeah.
in which language.
Yeah.
But okay, English is good.
Maybe English is easier.
Yeah, it's easier. Oh, that's going forever. Okay. Hi, my name is Daniela. I'm from Mexico, and I came to Paris 3 years ago to do art school. And yeah, I'm in 4th year. And what was the rest of the question? Why did I came to France?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was for some weird reason, I was in a French school in Mexico. I don't know why. So I have a French high school diploma, and I speak French. And then maybe this is not a good spot.
Why I left my home country? I left maybe, but this is too personal maybe, why I left my home country.
I left my home country to come here to study filmmaking, but then I found that here there are more opportunities in the field that I wanted. And yeah, I don't think there's many opportunities in Mexico as there are here. And what was the second one?
So I just say why I left my home country?
Yeah.
Okay. So I left Mexico because I did 2 years also in art school in Mexico City, where I'm from, and it didn't really work out. There were many things that were very problematic at the moment I was studying there. Apparently now has changed. And yeah, as I said before, my girlfriend was living in Paris, so it was trying to also getting out of there in a way. I don't know, it felt really oppressive at that moment in my life, living there and living with my parents. And yeah, the situation was the situation in Mexico, I mean, as the country and the city, getting more tense. And yeah, I haven't been home in 4 years, so I don't know how it's now, but yeah, that's how I felt it at the moment.
I left for Germany when I was 18 years old on an exchange trip for a year, and then after that I decided to move back. I got a new view of America through living in Germany, that America is so America-centered. When you live here, this place seems like the world, when actually there's a whole other world out there. And I felt like I was tucked in a corner here, and although it's beautiful and I do love my home country, or my home corner of the world, I decided it wasn't really something for me anymore, because I wanted to be part of the world and not part of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I come from Chile, and I left my home country because of I think different motives, different one was studium, and the other one was going away from the security home, my family place. I think it's always good to go and search for your own, so maybe that's why I left my home also, and to study art and be part of the world. Yeah, I don't know.
And leaving Hamburg, actually, it wasn't so much about where I go, but actually that I go.
Je m'appelle Omid, Je viens d'Iran, je suis en France depuis 2016, mars 2016.
Okay, my name is Sylvie. I'm from Albania. I was born and raised half of my life in Fear. And right now we are in Valencia, California, which is part of LA County at CalArts, where I study. I moved to the States for the American dream. My mother won the green card lottery and we moved to the States in 2001, which was 1 month before 9/11, so that was pretty strange. And we moved to Boston, Massachusetts, and that's where I lived for about 15 years before I moved to LA.
J'ai parti d'Iran, j'ai quitté mon pays parce que là-bas, il y avait deux choses qui m'ont posé de problèmes. Tout d'abord, mon identité sexuelle qui n'est pas acceptée dans la société. Et politiquement, c'est criminel. C'est une chose complètement débile. Mais après, artistiquement, c'est aussi, il y a beaucoup de limites pour les artistes. Je ne pourrais pas avoir mes activités, continuer mes activités artistiques en liberté. Où je ne pouvais pas exposer ce que je voulais. Il y a toujours des cadres. Il faut que tout soit cadré dans le cadre de religion. Mais sinon, c'est pas possible. Et donc, j'ai commencé à apprendre le français avant de partir. Et là, à Paris, je suis content.
Yeah, I guess I left my home country because I was trying to figure out how to kind of take my artistic practice to the next level and expand the conversation. And being a queer person, it was a little difficult to do that back in Singapore. I'm from Singapore. And yeah, it's funny because after leaving, I realized that the queer community and just the art scene in general has grown so exponentially that I feel a little bit torn right now, kind of trying to establish a community here, but then also feeling like, oh, there's some kind of sentiment I have towards feeling distant from the art community that I had a relationship with. So the reasons that I left are kind of a little bit dissipating now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, if I need to be here or if I need to go home. But it seems like I have a very strong community here and I want to be here.
How is the situation in Iran for homosexuals?
Yes. C'est écrit noir sur blanc, l'homosexualité en Iran, c'est la peine de mort. Et même parfois des prisons, des violences sexuelles dans les prisons. C'est vraiment catastrophique. On ne reconnaît pas le droit de l'homosexuel en Iran, mais déjà, bien que ça soit quand même un peu compliqué à Paris, mais le droit de l'homosexuel, c'est quand même reconnu. Et je vois moins de problèmes pour vivre ici qu'en Iran.
Ja, wegen Geld, weil hier kostet nicht so viel Kunst studieren. Und ich habe irgendwie so Familienkarma hier in Deutschland und vielleicht ist mein Responsibility oder so eine komische Ausgabe, diesen Karma zu löschen oder sowas. Ich bin noch immer auf den Sucht von meinem Opa. Der wohnt irgendwo in Berlin und ja, vielleicht deswegen Europa, deswegen Deutschland. Aber
And were your expectations met here, or how did you? Can you still remember how you experienced the United States when you first arrived?
Yeah, it's really funny that you asked that because the book that I'm working on for publishing, it's called Amerika, which in Albanian we joke about the word America, and we split it in ha means eat, mer means take, ika means leave. So this land of the free. So when we came, we thought it was this freedom land, you know, thinking that there was Baywatch happening everywhere, like California, but it was not at all. You know, it took many years to understand this like phenomenon of the American dream. So for me, and I think my family has been all about hard work to maybe move up in class consciousness or something like this, that we could not do that in Albania. So very far from this American dream that we thought before.
The experience were all very intense. Maybe in Hamburg I'm also used to go into rich neighborhoods, but here it was all more intense, and that fucked me up sometimes, or like that made me, I don't know, it was more hurtful or something, or like more intense.
Did you like it here? Were you disappointed? Was it a good decision to come here?
It's difficult to say because there are so many layers to that, but I think it was I was expecting nothing, and then I got more, but also I got disappointed with the type of people that are here, but still their opportunities just make everything better.
And I don't know, I just thought also in a way, like maybe naively, that life would be simpler here, like a less stressful city, which I was totally wrong.
It is a bit more conservative here in Germany, and like the feminist fights are a bit less advanced, let's say, maybe in a way. Or there are a lot of conservative feminists, conservative people that call themselves feminists, like Catherine Deneuve. And this is really present here, and so I felt really that I'm now in this France where it is like that.
A lot of my ideas of what being in LA were before coming to LA were definitely met and realized. Just, I feel like because Los Angeles is such a place of like convening. People come here and from all walks of life and try to figure out their opportunities and ways to make their own path and space. So yeah, I think I was very much expecting to find some kind of footing here on my own, and I have managed to do that.
I guess the political relationship between Mexico and the United States have been like, for a while, quite complicated, as we both know. And yeah, something that, I don't know, like it's been, of course I have a very strong political opinion about the United States and as the concept of how, like, on what ground it stands. And
I've now lived in Germany for 10 years, and right now I'm back home for 3 weeks, and I've realized how thing and stuff evolved this country is, how it surrounds itself with items and objects, and it almost feels like they're drowning in it here. And even now at thrift stores, I love going to thrift stores and looking at all this stuff, but it's just so overwhelming. And I love in Europe, things seem almost minimalistic when you always compare it to the United States.
So, what do you think about the relationship between Chile and the United States of America? Your opinion?
Where to start? Relationship, it's like fucking, like colonization, but like sold the soul to the devil. This is a kind of relationship, or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Made Texas Mexico again. I'm joking, don't take off my visa. And yeah, I don't know if it is a very fruitful answer, but I think it's complicated.
C'est un peu compliqué de parler de la relation entre l'Iran et les États-Unis, USA. Parce que d'un côté, on a l'État et le gouvernement qui ne vont pas avoir, je sais pas, des échanges ou des relations amicales et diplomatiquement amicales avec les autres pays, qui nous rend fâchés aussi, les Iraniens. Mais nous, moi, en tant qu'un Iranien, je suis pour la paix. J'aime bien avoir la paix, les relations amicales. Pour moi, les limites géopolitiques, enfin, il n'y a pas de sens. Enfin, je sais pas, socialement, j'aime bien avoir des contacts et des connaissances dans n'importe quelle région, n'importe quel pays. Genre les États-Unis, je pense que les Iraniens, au moins la majorité, sont pour une relation diplomatique très ouverte, très amicale avec l'Occident, avec les États-Unis. Et c'est un peu souffrant pour nous de ne pas pouvoir voyager comme on veut. Voilà, c'est...
Like this big power and this little land that wants to be like them, like this kind of looking for an answer to the I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you say? How would you describe it? The relationship.
The relation between
the power of the United States over the so like.
I think there's no relation. I think there's just like a copy. Everything's like a copy.
A bad copy. The worst of the United States comes to Chile and then
worst.
It's like a bad copy.
Yeah. Well, but it's the same relationship as other South American countries. Everyone has a weird relationship with the USA. Nobody loves USA.
But they managed to do it so deep with the power and the money, like how he gets everything under our control. And Chilean people don't have identity, so they look for their identity outside. The worst of United States culture comes to us.
Yeah, but imagine the United States is involved with all the problems of every land.
Yeah.
They've been involved on all problems.
They're fucking us in the ass.
In the ass, man.
Okay, what do you think about the relationship between your home country and the United States of America?
Well, I think I don't like how some things are done here in terms of politics, and you just have to know people. And well, I mean, in Mexico it's very similar, but in here I think there are more opportunities, so it's easier. And in Mexico there are just shitty opportunities of things that I'm not interested in doing. And yeah, I mean, basically America rules Mexico. So.
We don't have our own water.
Yeah.
Chile is a country that has sold everything to other outside powers. Not even the fish is ours, not even the water is ours. Now Piñera is selling the last of the water rights of the Patagonia to the Emiratos Árabes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all about this fucking money and like destroying everything. The nature and people, lives in deep levels.
I think the US is a bellic country.
It's a disease.
Our families come from Arab lands, and we've been born in a South American country like Chile. And I think our families know from both sides, or we have enough background to not be fans of the US. I think.
Yeah, but the people is really ignorant and they follow what other people do.
Yeah.
And they just want to start buying and we follow. You can see it all over the world. I mean, how the big powers are getting over the little ones, and everybody becomes fan of this lifestyle.
Immigration is kind of a complicated situation right now, and if I could go elsewhere, I might want to kind of stay within Southeast Asia and where I'm from, maybe travel within the region and work with like archiving and reach out to more queer communities and figure out what the dialogue is looking like now in terms of like art and literature and writing. So yeah.
So if I had to go somewhere else in Europe, well, I don't know if you meant the question in Europe or somewhere else, because the situation in France is changing. I don't know, I guess for now my plan is to stay here for more or less 2 years and finish my master's. And then I would like to go to Berlin, because I just went there for 10 days, but they were great 10 days. And I don't know, I think I would like to go to Berlin. If not, I don't want to stay here like too long either, and to get too settled in and then won't be able to go away. So I don't know where I could go. Maybe, yeah, I've just been thinking about Germany. That's for now.
Peut-être New York, c'est mon deuxième choix.
Depends also on my friends. I would maybe follow my friends.
You know, I've gone back to Albania for the last 2 years for my own research, and it's very hard to stay for long periods of time of being queer and having different ideas and more liberal. It's very difficult to think that I live in between these like two in and out of these double consciousnesses. So it would not be Albania, I don't think, that I would go back to. I imagine maybe there's this beautiful tiny island in Mexico called Isla Holbox that it's so tiny, the roads, that you can't even go around with cars. You have to go with golf carts. And it's a pretty amazing tiny island. Maybe I'd go there.
Where would you go if you are no longer wanted here somehow for some reason?
I've been thinking of going to Uruguay or to Barcelona lately. I really just want to be able to connect with my art in order to produce it, because I don't feel that here is a good place to do it. It's too much pressure to be successful here. And yeah, I don't think there is that pressure there.
You know, you can never find the perfect place for you, so sometimes in a way maybe it's important where you go, but it's also important that you feel good in a way and that you find your place. So yeah.
If Germany or America became so fascist that I didn't feel safe living in open space, I would think I'd go into the forest and hide and try and build our own little community away from everyone.
have this body that is everything but neutral. I have this body with big tits and big hips. I have a feminine body. This body is round, fertile, penetrable. This body exists as it has been made to exist. This body was given to me at birth, with my name, with all the implications. My name is Daniela, but tonight you might call me Juan Gabriel. Juan Gabriel is the name I pick. This body grew up as a girl. This body menstruates. This body can hold an embryo, a fetus, a baby in its womb. A womb that will never be used. A womb that is an empty space inside of all the fullness that I am. I am not a woman. I refuse to be tricked, trapped, sold into the industry of reproductiveness. I refuse my sexuality, my body, and my pleasure to be a business. As Gregor read the other night, heterosexuality must be understood as a politically assisted procreation technology. I refuse to take part in that. I refuse to have any other boy in my life taking off my shirt, taking off this fucking device, a bra, and that holds my tits in place for the well-being of my vertebrae, and say, "Ay, qué rica estás." I refuse to be the girl I was at 16 and to be told you are not such a lesbian then while fucking a man way older than me. What I want is to fuck. I want to make love. I want to give and receive pleasure. I want to fuck with whom I want and who wants me. I want to fuck as what I am, not a woman, not a man. A cyborg. Expanding my body with devices, cell phones, computers, glasses, dildos. An unidentified mammal. More human than human. I want to fuck. I want to fuck with you, and I want you to fuck me, and both of us come, yelling, sweating. I want you to fuck me beyond my gender. I will fuck this pussy, that it's not a girl pussy, but simply a bath of pleasure. Fuck me beyond my womanhood. Fuck me beyond my masculinity. Lick me to orgasm. Fuck me with your fingers, with your skin, with your girl dick or boy pussy, and all the possibilities, and your sex toys or my sex toys, or all the above. I want to emancipate myself from this gender. I want to cut off my tits. I want to shave my head. I want to be blurred from the binary code. I refuse this biology discipline to keep me on track. I refuse the responsibility given to me at birth. I refuse to be this fabricated woman and live the fiction of my womanhood. I refuse to sit down and enjoy a ride that was not picked by me. I want to destroy sex. I want to destroy womanhood. I want to destroy love. I want to destroy all this shit built upon me. I refuse the fucks between us to be about power, about penetration as control, as neo-colonial rape, as straight fun to please cis men. I want to beat the shit out of men touching me in bars, in the streets, in the metro. I want to beat the shit out of my passivity. I want to be mad, furious, violent, and let the anger run as an antidote to fear. I want love to be loved with a capital L. I want to love you and truthfully give myself into you. I want to get high in your love and your smell. I want you to take me home and take you to my home and show you who I am. I want to listen to you and give you what I need when you need it. I want love to be about loving, not about possessing. I want you to love me as I love you. I want sex to be a path for pleasure. We don't need this bullshit anymore. The earth is full. The end of what we know is near. Why do we keep doing to ourselves this? It's the end of the world. All these moments will be lost like tears in the rain.
that Ernst Toller was always carrying a piece of rope in his suitcase to end his life by himself.
Personalities fade away. You and I and all of us are no longer players in a cheap melodrama. We have become symbols of something bigger and better.
Friedrich, how can you be such an egoist? When you volunteered in the war, although there was no need for a pastor to do so, when you nearly broke my heart with anxiety, you only thought of yourself and your work.
And now I'm going to make a little speech in your honor. Perhaps you will forgive me if I seem a little bit of a clergyman as well, but it's the last sermon you will hear. I know that people don't ask questions any longer. In fact, they ask no more questions at all. Questions are not suited to these times.
My throat dry like the road, no breath, no hope, nowhere